How do you deal with people who think they're experts but in reality don't know what they're talking about? I'm guessing when they're talking about retro video games, I'm guessing they're referring to.
I get this sort of thing all the time at work, and 10 years ago when I started at Luna, I felt it was not to lord it over people, although I'm sure people immediately think that's what I was doing. I kind of felt the need to educate or correct. So when they would, accidentally label a game, they're like, oh, talking to a buddy, this is an RPG and it's like a shooter or something. I'd be like, actually, it's very different than what you think, just so you know, so you don't buy a game that you don't know what you're getting. But these days, I put my head down because it's not worth it. I had a guy who came in the other day and insisted that the PlayStation 4 was simply running on two 32-bit engines. What am I going to fucking say to a guy like that? I mean, where do I even start?
Where did you get that false information?
Sure, but I mean, that's not going to lead anywhere because he was absolutely convinced that this was the case. And that's the sort of thing, you know what? Honestly, unless it's affecting your sale, your transaction, your trade, your dealing, unless it's someone who is close to you, who is your friend, who you would like to have the right information, the easiest thing to do is just let these fucking people think that they know everything in the world and move on. It's not worth stressing over.
I've had people that, to my face, have told me about the NWC cart and said that it included games that weren't on it, like Excitebike. And
it's got a special version of Clu Clu Land on there.
I mean, they didn't mean malice, but I don't. In my head, I enjoy the fact that they don't know much, and I know a lot more than just the fact that. But I'm not going to spoil it because to me, it's more fun to hear them go on and bloviate. I just want to use the word bloviate about it.
And that is the right word though, and that's kind of the thing. Like the guy who told me that the PS4 was two 32-bit engines, he's like that all the time with everything. He knows probably less about video games than a fucking 5-year-old, yet he's in the store all the time talking like he knows more.
I guess I've dealt with it. You've dealt with it, but me on the opposite, because it's me having sellers that know less than me, but are pretending they know about stuff and throwing out. There's no shame in admitting you don't know something.
No,
this goes back to when you work in the corporate world. I was more respectful of people, and people more respect for you if you say, you know what, I don't know that. Let me look it up and get back to you.
Yeah.
Because it shows that you're not some sort of blowhard. You're not a know-it-all. You're not perfect. No one knows everything.
I told you to look up the Mario Kart 7 or the Mario Kart thing, and you were right, and that's fine.
No, you didn't tell me to look it up. You said that you were for sure. But
no, I didn't say I was for sure. I said go ahead and check.
But no, I go to conventions. I still go to conventions, and you learn stuff from sellers all the time that, I didn't know about that. You look at something, I didn't know this release was like that.
I learned something about PC Engine games that I didn't know when I was at Retro Game Expo.
I saw a too many games. Someone had a rental case Super Scope in a rental case. I didn't know that existed before.
Neither did I.
Someone sent me an email recently, and it was a Super Nintendo set that had Super Mario All-Stars, the Super Game Boy, and the Super Game Boy guide, which I had. Now, the guide I almost never see, and I always wondered where that come out. It came with this set. You know what? I've never seen that set before. Have you seen that set before?
No.
It was probably very limited. I didn't know that. So he said, I responded to the guy, you know what? I've never seen that before. Really cool. And now I know where I got my guide from. Where my guide came from. I didn't say,
I've seen the guide. I've seen the guide, but I've never seen the set.
But you don't see the guide ever, but now you know it must have come from that set.
Well, like I said, I have seen the guide. I never even knew it came from a set.
Well, it has because I never saw it. Sure. It didn't come free with Nintendo Power.
No.
But the whole point was that I could respond, I've seen that. But no, I was like, what's the point of bragging about something if you're lying?
Right.
Don't you want to live with yourself at the end of the day? You know what I mean? Like, you're not cooler for pretending. You're just not.
No.
So just be honest. You'll be more respected. Plus, people can read and see through bullshit.
Yes.
They can.
There's a bit of hesitation that comes around when you learn something new and then you pretend like you knew it, and it's very, very easy to spot.
Sure.
I mean, it is. There's that moment hesitation that's just not natural. People can see it. People can tell.
Oh, give me that look, Ian. Give me that look.